It's kind of unfortunate that over the years, Russian players in Vancouver haven't really been the best. I'm talking about the Nikolai Goldolbins of the world, I'm talking about the Nikita Tryamkins, I'm talking about the Alex Burmistrovs, the Sergei Shirikovs. It's been a while since the Vancouver Canucks have had some very legitimately talented Russian athletes in their system. But today I wanted to highlight two of the new guys in town that happen to be Russian hockey players, as well as one that was on this team the previous season and who is looking to get better. Let's go over onto the Vancouver Canucks and their Twitter page, because what we saw was a little practice done between a few players that are in the organization. I saw Artur Silov's in there, he's the goaltender, as well as two new faces in the Vancouver Canucks system, Ilya Mikheyev and Andrei Kuzmenko, two of the Vancouver Canucks free agent signings from the 2022 offseason. Now, I'm going to be honest, this is mostly just fan service what the Vancouver Canucks social media team went out there and posted the previous 24 hours, because it's not really like game-breaking, brand new information that's going to change your viewpoint on these guys. But pretty much, the Vancouver Canucks got two videos out there, one from Kuzmenko and one from Mikheyev, where they're both holding the camera, selfie style, and they're saying, "Hey Vancouver fans, hey Canucks fans, I'm here in Vancouver and I like being here, I'm happy." They're short videos, but they're pretty cool, and it's really fun for Vancouver fans to go out there and see free agents talking about their team and their city in the same way Capo Caco was super surprised and starstruck when he stood out in the streets of New York for the first time. For Kuzmenko, his video was bright, cheerful, he seemed very happy, and a lot of Canucks fans in the comments were like, "Yeah, that's amazing, look at this guy. He seems so happy to be here," and it's like a genuine, radiating type of happiness that was there, you know? It's easy to read people when they're kind of forcing it out. "Oh, hi, I'm in Vancouver. Nice to see you guys. Happy to be here." Mikheyev's video was a lot less enthusiastic than Kuzmenko's, but Kuzmenko seemed to be pretty happy about it, and there actually happened to be some fans who had seen Kuzmenko around the city. He was at the Whitecaps game earlier this week, I believe, and so it's cool to see that there are players that are brand new in the city, they're here in the city, and they're getting ready to solidify everything for 2022-2023. And for Andrei Kuzmenko and Mikheyev, these two doing a practice, it made for some very good fan service for a lot of Canucks fans, especially when you take a look at what Andrei Kuzmenko did when he scored through the legs on Artur Silov's. They were doing some sort of a drill where the puck was in the corner, Kuzmenko was on the blue line, the puck was sent down the boards, Kuzmenko picked it up, he dangled right through a little obstacle there. A lot of people were making fun of it, saying, "Oh, it's Tyler Myers, but no, it's just a pylon that was right there." And then he came in on Silov's, went through the legs, and he scored a beautiful goal right there. What I also wanted to talk about with this individual Twitter post is you had a few Oilers fans going out there in the replies talking smack about how, "Oh, every player can do this. It's not special. Why are you posting this? Canucks fans are overreacting to a guy who can do a move that every NHL player can do." And sure, while it is probably common knowledge that most NHL players can go through the legs, I mean, Tyler freaking Mott did it, so for players in the show, it doesn't really seem to be that difficult. But it's still cool. Like, why do you have to go out there and start raining on Canucks fans' parades who are happy to see a player go out there and actually do something with their brand new team? And he's an exciting player that might go out there and score 20 goals and 50 points if everything goes right. A lot of people were like, "Yeah, no, Oilers fans are just salty. Come on, keep crying, bud. Keep crying. We'll eat your tears for breakfast, baby," because obviously you guys are still pissed off that Kuzmenko didn't sign with you. Now, I know I'm not really going out there saying that myself. I love the Oilers fans. That's why I made a video talking about the Oilers just a few hours ago. So, yeah, no hate here. It's just Canucks fans going out there and doing their thing. But yeah, that was kind of an argument that I saw popping up on the Twitters between Canucks fans and Oilers fans when it comes to that Kuzmenko video. But either way, when it comes to Kuzmenko and Mikheyev, they're two Russian guys. They're going to be suiting up next season. I want to see what they're able to do in Vancouver Canucks sweaters. But when it comes to the Russian that was already here, let's go over Vasili Podkolzin and a take made by Pete Jensen on the NHL's Fantasy Hockey Podcast. Take a look at the quote here from Pete Jensen on Vasili Podkolzin. 2 to 3 years from now, I expect Podkolzin to be the best wing on the Canucks, with all due respect to Brock Besser and Elias Pettersson. Now, this comment sparked up a lot of conversation. You had some people bringing up JT Miller's conversation with the Drop in the Gloves podcast earlier last week, where he said that Vasili Podkolzin has unlimited potential. It's crazy and the sky's the limit. So Podkolzin has kind of been in the spotlight the past few days because people have been sort of talking about how good he really is. Now, this entire take was seen with a lot of pushback from Canucks fans because Pete Jensen is essentially saying that, yeah, Pettersson and Boeser, sorry, Podkolzin's going to be better than both of them. And Pettersson is also a wing. Now, a lot of people replied to this initial tweet saying, wait a minute, what the hell are you talking about? Like, here's the main tweet that I'm referring to. Pettersson being called a winger tells you everything about the level of knowledge this pundit has. Pete Jensen himself replied saying he played left wing last season on JT Miller's line. Now, the first reply says that Elias Pettersson is actually a center, and then you had yourselves Daniel Wagner, who said this: Pettersson played a total of 252 minutes and 36 seconds with JT Miller at 5-on-5 last season, and 806 minutes away from Miller. If you're going to make a wild prediction that Podkolzin will be better than Pettersson, you have to at least get the basics right. And so yeah, it's not really fair to say that Petey is a left wing, and I feel like just saying, oh, he's the Miller winger, like that doesn't really make sense. The Lotto line wasn't really a thing for the majority of the 2021-2022 season, fam. That was more like 2020 bubble stuff, like 2019 material, the Lotto 649 line. That's not really a thing anymore, unfortunately. And so, all semantics aside, just disregarding the idea of Pettersson being a winger versus being a center, just the idea of Podkolzin being that freaking good. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Go back to 2019 and review all the footage that we had when it came to the prospects in that year's draft. I was high on a lot of players. I was high on Jack Hughes, I was high on Kakko, I was high on Caulfield, I was high on Turcotte, and I was high on Byram, and I was high on Alex Newhook and Peyton Krebs, and for the most part, I feel like most of these players are doing all right. But for Podkolzin, we actually didn't make a Why I Want video on pod. And there was a very particular reason why. It was because I was a lot more pessimistic on Podkolzin comparative to every other prospect that we made Why I Want videos about. Instead, we made a video talking about the problem with Podkolzin. And a few people started to clown on me after the Canucks drafted Pod because they were like, wait a minute, Lego, they drafted the guy you didn't want. And it was so evident in the draft video where I made a vlog just going over the 2019 picks, and I was like, oh my gosh, we took Podkolzin. And you can see me kind of staring at the camera, or not the camera, but like the TV for a little bit, and I had to wait a few seconds before saying nice, because I was like, okay, I can't go out there and like be pissed off we didn't take Caulfield because I'm recording right now, it's live. And at the end of the day, you know, I love Podkolzin today. I think he's a very good player. I think he'll be a very strong, foundational hockey piece when it comes to the morale and the energy that the Vancouver Canucks will be able to provide. But to say that he'll be better than Pettersson, I don't know, man. Pettersson had 30 goals this previous season. Pettersson was under a point per game this previous season. Pettersson, when he was not injured, was a point per game player. I don't know. I don't think Podkolzin is going to be that good, man. I'm sorry. Like, he's going to have a lot to work on if he's going to go out there and put up 82 points in any season within the next, 5 years. Podkolzin has a really good shot. He's got a fantastic work ethic. He plays very well away from the puck. He's an absolute hound. He works extremely hard. But do I think he's going to get 82 points in a year? Do I think he's going to be better than Petey? I don't know. I really, really don't know, and I don't think I'd be putting money on it either if somebody told me, hey, over-under Podkolzin being better than Pettersson sometime down the line. Like, for Brock Boeser, I kind of feel like Boeser has sort of been plateauing in a way. I don't think declining is the right word. I think plateauing is sort of what we're looking for here, because Boeser was so good so quickly, and a lot of people were kind of saying, oh, he's going to be even better as the years went on, but he just didn't really get too much better. A lot of that had to do with injuries. You could say it had to do with the death of his father and everything. It's so unfortunate, everything that Brock has had to go through, but if Podkolzin became a better player than Boeser, like a player that produces a little bit more, that maybe is a little bit better off the puck, and that has a little bit better passing skills, I wouldn't really be all too surprised. I do think that Boeser is an attainable ceiling for Pods, but PD is a different level, I feel. I don't know, maybe that's just me. You can talk to the comments about your thoughts about the idea of Podkolzin being better than Pettersson and or a Boeser. Also talk to the comments as well your thoughts about Kuzmenko, Mikheyev, two other Russian wingers that are now on the Vancouver Canucks, and their initial impressions in the blue and white uniforms. They're practicing. I believe it's in Burnaby, so if anybody wants to go out there and then visit them, I mean, maybe you're going to be able to do that. Who really knows? I mean, it's a public place after all, right? Talk in the comments, though, all your thoughts about the Russians on Vancouver. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.